Chris Ridwell, Fit Nottingham Personal Training. Just a quick member video about back pain. So I get tons of people with back pain. You're probably suffering from back pain right now because you're watching me via YouTube. So just wanted to give you a quick video into my take on back pain and what causes it and how we can get away with it, because it's actually very, very simple to relieve, which most people don't realise. So one of the reasons you're suffering back pain at the moment is because you sit too much. So hence why I've got a chair. So what you'll find is that in this position here, you spend a huge amount of your day in this position, maybe 6-7 hours straight. You may not even do that you may not even get up for lunchtime and that kind of thing. You may just kind of work straight the way through. So what we find in this position is that we're stuck in kind of an upright position to start with. Actually, over the course of the day, we start to creep and that kind of thing. Now, what this causes is two dysfunctions, majorly, three dysfunctions, sorry. You get very tight hip flexors. So right through here, your quadriceps and hip flexors get very, very tight because they're constantly contracted all day long. The second thing you get is a compressed and tight lower back, because this one pulls into the lower back. The third one is you get very weak glutes, so your glutes are on stretch all day long. A stretch of a muscle is actually a really bad thing for it. So when you stretch your muscle long term, it basically switch it off. So in the kind of seated position, you've got a muscle here, lower back, which gets tight. You get a hip or hip flexor, which gets very tight, and you also get a glute which isn't working efficiently for you. So what actually happens when you stand up is that you get this kind of thing going on. So you get the quads pulling the pelvis forward, you get the back tightening up and pulling it that way, and you also get these glutes here which actually don't do anything. So what you end up finding is you get this anterior pelvic tilt. Now that just puts a huge amount of strain and compression through the lower spine, especially like L3, L4, L5, which is within your lumbar spine. You also get a huge amount of compression through your sacrum, which is the base of the spine as well. So what we do with all clients who are suffering from that, if you look in the mirror now, you will have an anterior pelvic tilt. So all you're looking for is the fact that your pant line is rolling forwards. There's two markers on your spine as well, which we use, and actually most people are suffering from this constantly. So what we do before we even start is, if you're potentially going to suffer back pain, or you are suffering back pain, we get rid of it straight away. So all we do is we put a little protocol in place that relaxes the quadriceps, stretches through the back and relaxes the back, and actually activates the glutes for you, and that then controls the pelvis. So actually from this position, if you're in an anterior pelvic tilt, which we were talking about, we can then flatten it down by controlling the glutes and flatten the pelvis up. We want to be in that position. We don't want the pelvis to be massively anterior tilted, we don't want it to be posterior tilted either, we want to be in balance. So that's my take on back pain for you, and that's how to rid it. So the easiest way to do it is to start stretching your quads and start stretching your lower back massively, because that will help to relieve the tension that's been built up in there. So that's why we get lower back pain. So that's how simple it is to it. So I'll speak to you guys soon.